Hello and welcome to Direct Mail Monday, September 11th, 2017. For those of you around the world, perhaps that date doesn't hold anywhere near the significance that it does here in the U.S. September 11th, 2001 was the date of the worst terror attack in the history of America, maybe the world, and certainly something we all still remember. All those people that gave their lives, all the innocent people that died, and all given their lives and their limbs and their time and their money and their trouble ever since, attempting to combat this or wage this war on terror, which has no end in sight. And so my thoughts and prayers go out to everybody affected by 9/11, especially any of the families of loved ones that they lost that day, and hopefully we will never forget that day. So, Direct Mail Monday. Jared Dog is here, Don is here, Jim is here. Thanks for being here. So, here's the deal. I was going to do, my Rhino of the Day. So, Rhino of the Day is this this Rhino stamp. It's a wooden stamp that I guess if you used a nice pink, reddish and blue color and a green background, that whenever you stamp this with that color ink, it would look like that. But I don't know many people that use kind of all those colors that are stamped. But so here's why I'm using this stamp for the Rhino of the Day. I typically, every Direct Mail Monday I've been doing this. In fact, I've shown real pieces of mail that have hit my mailbox, and I have gone through them and done a critique, and some pluses, some minuses, some pros, some cons, some good, some bad, some ugly. Today I want to give just a general kind of word of advice. I get possibly more contacts as a result of Direct Mail Monday than any other day of the week. I get messages on Facebook and in my email, phone calls, hits to my website. I get more reaction, more response to Direct Mail Monday than anything else. And always it pains me because the questions are showing that people are overcomplicating it. Direct mail is not that difficult. It's not any more difficult than anything else that business people need to do. So if you want to send out stuff like this, postcards, letters, I mean, here's one thing I was going to share today, so I guess I'll share it, is look at that. Another piece from a campaign. I don't know if it's number 4, 5, 6, 8 big honkin' mailings I've gotten from the Sunsetter Awning campaign. I also got an email today as well, and I looked at it, and the email was very similar. We have here the most spectacular one-time discount we've ever offered. When I responded to the ad, maybe you've done the same, it says you get an idea kit and a $200 off certificate, which I have here somewhere. But this one says you save $150. That caught my eye. It's more than double of what I responded for that I thought was pretty tough to respond, right? And I saw that email as well. And then the email, I don't see it on here on the outside, but I'm sure if I opened it, it's on the inside. The email said that it expires like September 25th or something. I have like 2 weeks to respond to this $450 discount, double what I responded to in the first place. And the emails, all the emails I get and the mailings always have this as well. There is the name and the address and phone number of a 24/7 phone number of the local authorized Sunsetter dealer near me. So if I don't just want to order it and somehow attempt to put it in myself or call a handyman or whatever, obviously I can have a professional put it in. So I have a question. Is anybody here, and ask yourself, there's very few people, just here, very few people are actually on the live video, but ask yourself if you're watching the replay, are you the do-it-yourself kind of person who anytime you want any improvement done to your home or anything fixed in your home, you get out your trusty toolbox, maybe swing over to a hardware store, a Home Depot, a True value, whatever. You might even get one of those little manuals or talk to one of the people there and ask them all the questions like, ooh, ah, or take in the piece that's busted and, you know, I needed this for that. And he goes, you know, well, no, you ought to get this instead or you're on the wrong aisle. Or, but hang on, you also got to get this tool, go rent it over at our thing there. And, you know, almost always they end up saying to me, are you sure you want to do this? Because it's probably because of the questions I'm asking. They're like, yeah, it's, you know, not as easy as it seems. Like, and that's my point about direct mail. So I do these videos every Monday. I teach it in the WOW Strategy online course. I give free strategy sessions. Anybody who wants to go to stevesipress.com/help, we'll get on the phone. I'll give you some help. But almost invariably, whatever minor surface amount of help you can get from an online course or, you know, even over the phone, some kind of one-time strategy session or watching all my videos 17 times over and over, it's still kind of like me going to the hardware store when something breaks or I want to do something and asking a million questions and thinking I'm going to rent every tool that I've never used before and I'm going to buy stuff I've never seen before along with a manual that step by step I'm going to be my own guinea pig and make all the mistakes on my own thing. And a lot of the times, I don't know if you're like me, I mess it up, you know, and then I have to call somebody. So I've learned not to mess it up first, just get on the phone and call somebody. And that's really the bottom line. Direct mail is simple. It is relatively easy. It comes second nature to those of us who have been doing it for decades and know how it works, know the ins and outs and what doesn't work. And so that's the bottom line, folks. Simple solutions like everything else in your business. Find an expert to do it for you. Okay, whoever owns the Sunset Awning Company that sends this out, likely, if I got on a phone conversation with him or met him somewhere, like he would laugh if I asked him, wow, let me talk to you about the ins and outs of direct mail because you've got an incredible multi-million-dollar direct mail campaign that's been going on for years, so it must be working and bringing in tens of millions of dollars to your company. Let's talk about direct mail. He would just laugh in my face and go, you're kidding, right? You think I know anything about direct mail? All I know is I got people that know how to do it, and it makes me money. That's it. I'm busy running my company. You don't think I'm sitting there figuring out how to do this thing, which to those of us who know how to do it, yes, any business owner can have pieces that look this good and better. My team puts out stuff that looks even better than this, and all the stuff that I won't share all the stuff on the inside, but it's all lots of cool stuff. It's what we do for clients. It's what we do, people that know what they're doing. And so that's really the key. That's the simple solution to all the questions I hear all the time. It reminds me as if I'm one of those Home Depot guys wearing the orange apron and saying, hi, my name is Steve, I can help you. And one after the other, weekend warrior, think they can fix it themselves, guys like me come up and ask questions, and I patiently give the answers if I was that Home Depot guy, but then I'd be shaking my head if I'd ever talk to me when I walk away or whoever it is walks away. I'd be like, that guy is he's going to be back here 6 times, then he's going to call a professional, it's never going to work, what a shame. But, you know, he's at Home Depot, and he asked, and my job is to tell him. So you know what? When you post your questions here, or you call and ask me, or you chat on a Facebook post or a best private message or whatever you do, I'm going to answer you. Bottom line, though, is I feel bad because your time and your money is going to go out because it's almost undoubtedly going to be all the same mistakes I made when I first started and every expert I know made when we all first started. But we were our own guinea pigs. Then beyond, maybe we took on some clients for free or very low cost, low level, easy stuff, and they were the guinea pigs there. But now that I got clients that pay really good money and get humongous results from using direct mail, it's not messing around anymore. So that's the key. I hate to tell you, all you do it yourselfers, like the bottom line is you do what you do best. If you're a doctor, be a doctor. Did you say when you were a kid, when I grow up, I want to be a doctor because I want to learn everything there is to know about being a marketing expert, and I want to, you know, put up my own website and send out my own email campaigns, do my own direct mail, and put up my own social media posts. And well, it probably wasn't social media when you were a kid if you're a doctor now, but I mean, I want to do all that selling and marketing stuff myself. I don't think so. I know when I've helped a lot of clients that are doctors, they all say the same thing. I love to help people. To help people. Well, you're not helping a lot of people if instead of seeing patients or reading the latest journal or taking a continuing ed course or all the stuff that actually helps you to help people, you're also messing around with sales and marketing that other people can do, likely people that get paid a lot less than you. So even if it costs money to hire an expert, it's likely you can generate more income by seeing more clients, customers, patients, hiring more people to do what you do in your business. That's the partnership, folks. Like, do what you do best and find experts to do the rest. The mark of a successful business owner, if you ask me, is how good they are at finding talent, how good they are at discerning who's the right person to hire, to delegate, to outsource, to give this project to. It's an important project right now. It's marketing. It's what brings in the cash to your business, your sales and your marketing. So find the right person to do that. Doesn't have to be me, but that's the bottom line. That's the solution, is find an expert to do it. It's an easy answer to all these questions I get about ooh, ah, or people say like, but gee, I don't have any money to do it, to pay an expert to do it. Well, then you certainly can't afford to be paying for direct mail that's not going to work. Come on. So anyway, that's my direct mail Monday tip of the day. I know it wasn't a typical fun, let's look at direct mail and say all kinds of things, but I found, like I said in these comments, it's kind of confusing people. It's kind of way over people's heads because they're like, wow, you make sense. And you say, oh, but I don't know where to start, and I don't know how to do it. And, and people put out really ugly direct mail. It doesn't look anything like this. And think that this is for Sunset, or this is only for multi-million-dollar companies. It's like a chicken and the egg, folks. I'll give you a hint which came first. Whoever started Sunsetter found somebody, an expert, to make a fantastic-looking package to go out to people, and then it became a multi-million-dollar business. That's the order of sales and marketing and success in your business. Okay. Well, some more people have joined. Scott is here. Jerdog, I got a few questions, so let's get to it here. Jerdog, how do you find a good expert to help with direct mail? So many, quote, consultants try to steer me away from it. Well, of course they do. Here's the bottom line. Most consultants, people know the WOW strategy. If you don't, go to thewowstrategy.com and you can watch a quick video about it. But we're talking about the last W in the word WOW, the way that you get your irresistible offer out to your chosen who. So way. So most salespeople are selling their way. That's what they do. And a natural thing they're going to do, like many sales, they're going to talk down about any other way. So they're going to go, people that sell, I was a Yellow Pages rep for years. They trained us, I wouldn't do it, but they trained us to say, you've got to use the Yellow Pages. Oh, don't mess around with that internet stuff. And then the Yellow Pages bought an internet marketing company, and suddenly they changed the whole pitch. And all the old dogs that were there were like, oh my goodness, I've spent the last 5 years telling people don't waste your money on the internet. Now I got to go back to them all and tell them, hey, the internet's a great thing. You got to spend money on that. Because that's the BS that most agencies or salespeople for agencies or for different ways of marketing and sales choose to do business. They talk down about everything else. So sure, a marketing consultant who says, I'm an internet marketing consultant, will steer you away from direct mail. They'll steer this guy away from it too. You think that'll work? Somebody's going to, I bet, every 100 times a day. This guy gets emails and phone calls and whatever, visits from salespeople saying, hey, I see all that money you spend in direct mail. You know, you ought to really just do Google AdWords, and I'm a Google AdWords expert. Can help you do it, and you can save a lot of money and time and not doing blah, 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 blah. What do you think he says to him? Like, nice try, dude. I might do Google AdWords too. See, that's really my answer. I live in an and world, not an or world. So you got something that's working, add something else to it. But it's BS when anyone will start talking down about one way or another unless they, I mean, this person, let me ask you, Jared Doug, these, quote, consultants, experts that are steering you away from direct mail, that might be true if they first asked you, tell me everything about your chosen who. Tell me all about your target market and your irresistible offer, because only then, and again, as anyone who knows the WOW strategy or has even gone to the wowstrategy.com and watched a 10-minute video to learn just the basics of it, knows it's the last thing you talk about. So that's a key hint right there, Jar Dog. If somebody talks about the way online, offline, this, that, billboards, blimps, NASCAR sponsorships, postcards, sales letters, videos, social media, internet, websites, direct mail, whatever it is, without first finding out all they can about your who, then they're full of crap. It's total BS. When you find all the psychographics about your who, how they like to be marketed to, how they like to buy, then, yeah, it's possible once they know all that, they can tell you, well, from everything you've told me, direct mail isn't going to be real smart. So just for example, I got some more questions, but let me just finish with this. Like, let's say your target market is 15-year-old high school kids who are buying comic books and bubble gum and Cokes out at the pizza place across the street from the high school after school. Like, it's possible direct mail is not the right way to get to them. It's not the way they want to be marketed to. Text messaging might be the best way to get to them. Something online, some kind of, but again, we got to get into more details about that anyway, because we just said they're located right across from the high school. So some guerrilla marketing, some flyering might work too, and lots of good word of mouth and having a free event, and there's all kind. There's a whole big discussion. So any consultant is going to steer you towards or away from any one given thing without asking lots of questions about exactly everything you want to do and who you want to do it with. Like, your BS meter ought to go really way up. It's a big red flag. Move on. Rich says, I need a dye house and a weaving manager. Yeah, see, now Rich is a business owner. Rich, what do you have? Hundreds of employees, right? So he's got a manufacturing business, and he needs to find, now I got to scroll up because the questions are disappearing here, but whatever he just said, weaving manager and a dye house, he's got to outsource to a dye house and a weaving manager. Right, did he say, like, I got to learn how to dye stuff? I got to learn how to manage weavers, and learn everything about the machines they're working on in case they break? Well, come on, cut it out. He's a smart business owner. Mark Fitzgerald, thanks for being here. He says, I am that Home Depot guy. And our motto is, you're the Home Depot. I love it. You're one of those guys I go to who, after you answer all my questions with a straight face, somehow, I'm amazing, keep a straight face. As soon as I walk away, you just shake your head and go, oh, yeah, no, that guy will either be back or will hire someone else, but what a shame. He's never going to be able to do it. And so your motto is, if we can't help you, we help you find someone in the store that will help you. Right. Yeah, right. But they still answer questions or whatever. But once in a while, they do say, why don't you, we have a contractor, we don't sign up on this clipboard and we'll have an estimator come to your house, and I've had that too. We don't go the extra mile clients by asking the client questions to really understand what their issue is. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. But if I still refuse and say, no, I don't want any contract to come to my house. This is something, it looks pretty simple. I want to do it myself. I don't feel like paying them, or I think I can do it, or whatever. Then your job is to answer my questions, to help me out. I'm just saying, that's what I'm saying. You're shaking your head going, he'll be back. And when he comes back, then maybe he's going to be open to me steering him to our contracting department to get out there and really help him, because he'll already have been on a second trip. He's wasting his whole Saturday. And that Steve Sipress guy in a whole Saturday could have sat there and written out a few emails and a couple of marketing pieces, or gotten on the phone with a couple of prospects and brought in tons of money. So what the heck is he doing coming here to save $200 for not paying a contractor to repair the ceiling fan or something? Scott Gallagher, great seeing you, man. Talk about an expert marketer. So Scott says, this is fantastic. Old school direct will never go away. Yeah, there's a reason it's old school, but it's still new school. Okay, this is as new as it gets. This is fresh, brand new on my doorstep a couple of days ago. So yeah, there's a reason that old school stuff sticks around, and some old school stuff goes away. I don't think we're going to go play tennis today with a wooden racket. And I'm not going to get out on my horse and buggy and deliver. The Pony Express is not delivering these. So some old school things that don't work go away. Old school things that do work don't go away. Pretty simple. There's another big excuse, big BS meter has to go up when these consultants call something old school in a derogatory way. Hey, dude, yeah, I understand that buggy whips are old school in a derogatory way. This is old school in a fantastic, unbelievably fantastic, multi-million-dollar way. Jerdog, direct response works across all media, of course. They don't even like direct response. So now we have it. So Jerdog, right? You asked me the question earlier. These quote consultants who steer you away from one certain way or another, They didn't like direct response at all. Well, here's the deal. If you're a big company with a big budget, then you can't really, technically, but you can afford to do lots of risky advertising and marketing where you're not tracking it and it's got a long-term payoff that you're not sure. Okay, you can put a sticker on the back of a NASCAR that goes around the track at some ridiculous speed so fast I don't know anybody who can see the thing, and unless you're the main, Tide car or whatever, you can do that stuff. But like, then what? Do you renew it the next year when they come and say we're raising our sponsorship, or we just want you to renew the sponsorship? How's it working for you? They would never ask you that because you have no idea how it's working for you. So that's really risky, and big companies can do that kind of stuff. They have big budgets. Their marketing people have their big fancy degrees. And again, the board of the company doesn't know any marketing. So they listen to these supposed marketing experts who tell them, hey, he's warm and fuzzy feelings, and you'll get your name out there and all that BS. Because a lot of times they're afraid of direct response. Direct response is accountable. A lot of marketing people do not want accountability. A lot of business owners don't want it. A lot of people don't want it. So it's really easy to do unaccountable stuff and say, hey, we got a blimp and we're putting our sticker on the back of a NASCAR. We got a bunch of billboards up. We're putting TV commercials where babies are eating chips and dogs are drinking beer. And it makes good, warm, fuzzy feelings. And then we'll track our sales. And 2 years from now, you'll see if those sales went up or down. And, it takes years to get the response. This is all BS. Direct response means you get a quick read on how your stuff is working and get money back that put out, which small business owners, the ones I know, the ones I work with, and I am a small business owner. I own either all or a share of, I think at last count, 16 different businesses. Like every penny I have, I want to know, is it working or not? So the stuff that's working, do more of. Stuff that's not, I'm going to pare down or just get rid of and do something else. But I want to know. I want to know as quickly as possible. And I want to know for sure, is it working? I don't want someone telling me like, well, Steve, you've got those, you sponsored your stickers on the back of a NASCAR, and in 2 or 3 years, maybe we'll know whether that worked. How can I? I'm doing 16 other things too. How will I know if that's working? So the sales reps love that crap. Okay, when I was at the Yellow Pages for 3.5 years, I just got to tell you, the kiss of death, this is what the reps called it. Kiss of death was the tracking phone number in the ad. Oh, they hated that. I loved it, of course. All the Yellow Pages company I worked for, they tracked almost all my ads. They just loved to track my ads. They were like, offer all your advertisers that are smart enough to allow me to redo their ad. A lot of them were too stupid to redo that. Oh, I like my ad. Like, again, you can't, what are you going to do? That's what they want. Like the Home Depot guy, like if that's what they want, fine, keep it the way it is. But I know it doesn't work. Just like the Home Depot guy knows I'm not going to be able to fix that thing, and the chiropractor knows you get a limp and a problem with your hip from across the street. Like I'm an expert. I know that stuff. I know, you think you like your ad, but you don't know any better. And you're doing some TV ads, and you got some billboards, and you got a website, and you got your Yellow Page ad, and you're sending out some posters. None of them are true. They all the same phone number. So, but we ask people when they call, hey, how'd you hear of us? Like, that's a complex situation, is not? Or are you telling me, let's put ourselves on that side of the cash register as the buyer? Tell me, last time you bought, did you just see the name of that company once and you bought? Sometimes, but other times, especially for big complex decisions, you might have seen the truck roll by, and so you say like, oh, that thing was out by the neighbor. Next time I see that neighbor walking the dog, or when I have them over for drinks or barbecue, whatever, let's ask them, hey, how was that roofer? And then let's go to their website and check them out a little more, and then let's go to Yelp and see some reviews, and then let's, we saw their cable TV commercial, and that gave us an event, and then we'll get on their mailing list, we'll get their newsletter, and we'll get their emails, we'll see what's going on, and next time I see a truck in the neighborhood, I'm kind of going to drive by and see these guys up on the roof or doing the shingling or doing the landscape or what. There's so many, and then when I call, they're going to go, well, how'd you hear from us? What are you going to say? You're going to tell them all that? No. In fact, try this one. Anyone that try this one, this will actually happen. Anyone that doesn't do TV advertising, put on your intake form in your office or whenever you talk to a client, how'd you hear from us, and put TV ad and then put any other choice, and watch how many people check off the TV ad. And you don't have a TV. I guarantee you that will happen. So this irresponsible, it's non-tracking kind of warm and fuzzy tracking, not the way to go. You want to put a tracking number in the ad. But if it's a crappy ad, like 99% of Yellow Page sales reps that I ever met, that I worked with for years, don't know, they're trained on how to sell. Think about it. That's their job. Their job is to generate income for the company. They don't train them for, well, they did train them on how to make up an ad, but it was really crappy training. It was like, hey, get their business card and give it to the art department. Or like, make sure you put their name and logo really big in the ad. It was all kinds of crap. I don't remember because it was so full of crap. But the bottom line is when they go in every year to renew and someone goes, the ad's not working, how do you know? Well, they have this conversation. You don't know. I'll tell you what. They say, well, we're going to put in a tracking number. Or you put in a number that's specific to this ad, and we'll know. Come back next year, we'll know if it's working. Come back to the office shaking their head, they go, crap, kiss of death. You know that guy will cancel next year because he put in a tracking number. I'm like, oh, crap, really? What, you hate small business owners that much, and you're so selfish that you just want to make a commission? Why don't you fix their ad? Why don't you get it to me or another expert that'll fix the ad? I'm telling you, the company was always like they wanted to track all my ads because with the tracking number, they would offer them a free second or third ad. They'd say, hey, you've got a big ad in plumbing. We'll put an extra little ad into, a heating and air guy. We'll put a little ad into boilers, a furnace, a thermostat, or some other heading. We'll put a little ad for free, and that's a $300 ad if you allow us to put in a tracking number, which we also won't charge you for, and you allow us to track the number and publish the results. And so they would make up all these what they call tip sheets, TYPS, tracking Yellow Pages success. And I had all these tips sheets made up for all my advertisers, dozens of them, and all of us would walk around. Do you see how great our ads work? Do you see how great our ads work? And I'm like, no, your ads don't work. But that's called sales. So they're trying to, those sales are made on size. So they're like, hey, put a big ad and it ought to work because look at this tip sheet. Look at this guy. He got 300 calls on his quarter page ad. So you want to put a half page ad and you get more than that. Well, you won't. Not unless I'm designing the ad or another expert. So I don't remember the question now, but whatever it is, don't think these reps know what they're doing or care enough to help you. They're selling to you. Okay, that's the bottom line. Mark says, Mark is back. Our Home Depot guy. Look. See, I didn't go back to him. He came back again. I am also a marketer that understands the wow factor. Okay, I have the wow strategy. He has wow factor. All good. And how to create raving fans for products and services. Congratulations. Here's a tip. Lumpy mail targeted towards companies instead of a blanket direct mail is much better at getting response from your targeted customer. That is a good tip. I would think that I appreciate it. Anyone that's even got 1/1,000,000% of ever doing any kind of marketing knows that. So I wouldn't even call it a basic tip, but of course that works. But there's a lot more to it than that. Hey, Jerry, you talk about a fantastic marketer. Great stuff. I agree. Thank you. Scott Gallagher, another, again, great marketer. While I teach people, quote, internet marketing, is direct mail. Thank you for being so honest and saying, of course, that's true. So Scott is a specialist, and boy, is he ever. If you are so hell-bent and you believe that, like, internet marketing is the way to go, then you got to contact Scott. I don't even think Scott, maybe he doesn't even do it anymore. He's so successful doing it. He teaches other people how to build their agencies, helping small business owners with online marketing. But don't be fooled again. It's another BS meter if an online marketer is not honest, like Scott is there, and tells you that, hey, I'm an internet marketer, okay? Because the most successful internet marketers do a ton of crap that's not on the internet. They host live events, which they send out tons of direct mail for. They send out tons of direct mail to get their clients for. They promote their stuff with direct mail. They have phone calling centers where they hire 20 people, either on-site or off-site, to make phone calls. They sell at their live events, and they sell their high-end in-person coaching groups. People fly in from all over the world to attend them. But these are the internet marketers. Not all of them are anywhere near as honest as Scott Gallagher is. Hey, Ben, good to see you. Phil Brakefield. I'll catch you on the replay. Internet connection sucks out loud today. I am so sorry to hear that. Unfortunately, the replay, usually, sometimes when I play these back and the internet connection was kind of choppy, it's choppy on the replay too. So I apologize for that. And I have talked to a couple of different internet companies, not convinced there's going to be any different from the people I've talked to yet, but I think we might be making a change. Steve Sims is here, another fantastic marketer and a great guy. Love you, Steve. Mark, again, Mark is back. I love it. Steve, you're ranting too much. Get to the point. Act more like Jeffrey Gitomer and less like a whiny person. Love it. If I was acting like a whiny person, I am the worst actor in the world. But love Jeffrey Gitomer, and I'm sorry, here's the deal, though. If you believe I'm ranting too much, there's a, disconnect button somewhere. There's like a turn your Facebook off, go somewhere else. I think there's like 1 billion people on Facebook, so if you don't like me whining and whatever you think I'm doing, like, good news for you. There's 1 billion other people out there. Go to one of their pages. Hey, Merle, Dog, thank you. You are welcome. And how do I go down on these things? Hey, thanks for all these likes I keep getting. I appreciate it. I haven't been saying thank you all along. Mark Fitzgerald's back again. Love it. So maybe he just loves ranting and whiny people. And let's see what he has to say this time. One thing I ask clients is what has been their ROI on whatever ads or stickers on NASCAR cars, etc., and has it brought any SRG, significant revenue growth? I love that. We can talk about that someday. You want to make up acronyms for your business out of thin air that mean nothing but make you sound fantastic. There's a great example there by Mark. So if it brought any SRG, significant revenue growth into the company. If not, jettison what's not working and change it or tweak it. Excellent. I don't know when you put that comment on, but we did say that during the complaining about my thing and whining too much. Of course, we covered that, and that's another really, really basic tip. But again, it doesn't matter what you ask them about their ROI, which means return. That actually is a meaningful term, meaning return on investment on their bumper stickers and NASCAR cars. There's no such thing as return on investment on a NASCAR car, unless that's the only thing you're doing. And you knew that all your business was coming from having some kind of a sticker on a NASCAR car. I'll give you a hint. I don't believe that there could be possibly a single sticker ever on a NASCAR car that's the only thing they're doing. Those are big companies with lots of money to throw around and waste, or their NASCAR fans, or their son is, or their wife is, or some reason they put that on there, or they just know somebody at the NASCAR or whatever. They just feel like putting it on there, but they know better. It's not getting any ROI. There's no way to measure it anyway. Anyway, is there anything else? I don't see it. So, hey, thanks to everyone for being here. Thanks for all those questions, comments, concerns. Maybe we'll do this more often instead of just going into the details about direct mail that seem to go over everyone's head, and I get all these questions of all confusion. We'll talk more about in general about how to use direct mail instead of how to use it, because contact an expert. There are a few around here. There's some that I would not be contacting, but there's some that I would be contacting that are experts in this stuff, and that would make you a really smart business owner. The smartest business owners are the ones who make the best hiring decision. They find the right person for the right job, and very often, I can tell you in my business, the right person for every job is certainly not me. I'm an expert in marketing and sales. I'm not an expert in the doing of almost all the businesses that I own. And I'm not an expert in lots of even the pieces that I put together of the marketing campaigns, all the technology and all the websites and the this and putting up the pages and the Facebook ads, techniques. To hire the right person for. Okay, I can see the thing is stopping and starting some more. Dog, last comment here. Can I send you my direct mail pieces for review in a possible future episode? You can mail them to me. Mail them to Successful Selling Systems, Inc., 20701 North Scottsdale Road, Unit 107-509, Scottsdale, Arizona, 85255. And you can probably see that at the bottom of my website, stevesipress.com. Just scroll right to the bottom. I'll have my address on it there. And Mark says, I follow you. And Mark, one last comment. Mark Fitzgerald, our resident Home Depot / marketing expert and anti-whining ranting guy. I follow you as much as Gitomer, so keep up the good work, because when you do good work, you get more work. Now, he follows me as much as Gittimer. I don't believe Jeffrey Gittimer follows me at all. So interesting that you say you follow me as much as Gittimer, because I don't think he follows me at all. And Jerdog says, awesome, thanks. You are welcome, and I look forward to getting your stuff and sharing it on a future Direct Mail Monday. That's it for today. I'll be back tomorrow with Topical Tuesday. There is so much stuff going on in the news, is there not? I'll be sharing my thoughts on something going on that's topical, that's in the news tomorrow, with, as usual, a twist on it to give you some business advice from it. I'm officially taking off the glasses, so there'll be no more reading of the comments that are coming in, but I appreciate them all. Thank you, everyone, for being here, and on the replay and all the likes, and I don't know, some of those might be dislikes. Thank you. Love all the responses. Keep it up. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow here on Topical Tuesday. Hey, some more likes as I end the broadcast. Talk to you tomorrow. Thanks for being here today. Bye-bye.